आर केनो माया जाले। अति तुच्छ भोगाशे बंधे होए माया पाशे। अति तुच्छ भोगाशे बंधे होए माया पाशे। रोहिले विकृत भावे दंड्या जथा पराधीन। रोहिले विकृत भावे दंड्या जथा पराधीन। नाही जानो बंधा होय रोबे तुम्ही चिरोदीन। नाही जानो बंधा होय रोबे तुम्ही चिरोदीन। आर केनो माया जाले। आर केनो माया जाले। एकूण भाकाती बले कृष्ण प्रेमा सिंधू जले। एकूण भाकाती बले कृष्ण प्रेमा सिंधू जले। क्रीडा कोरिया नायासे ठाको तुम्ही कृष्णाधीन। क्रीडा कोरी अनायासे ठाको तुम्ही कृष्णाधीन। नाही जानो बधा होय रोगे तुम्ही चिरोदीन। नाही जानो बधा होय रोगे तुम्ही चिरोदीन। आर केनो माया जाले ओढीते छो जीवमीन। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Hare Krishna Mataji, wonderful Kirtan. It was so beautiful. I think this is the first time you sang this one.
Yes, माता जी।
Yes, I'll start. Let's begin with our prayers. They'll join slowly others. Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरंगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। I'll share my screen. This, so we were in actually 42. Chitraketu's prayers. He actually saw Sankarshana, who is none other than Baldev. So when we reach in this particular shloka, what is he saying is, how can a religious system that produces envy of oneself and of others be beneficial for oneself and for them? Religion means it is supposed to take us towards God. It's supposed to be bring harmony, bring peace, bring everyone together, unity in love. You see Krishna is sitting in the center. You see the image where he's going with all the gopas, and all the gopas are surrounding him. They're all looking at him. So one thing in common in that situation is love that they have for him. So how can religion produce envy? Or, one more thing is given here. By causing pain to one's own self due to self-envy, and by causing pain to others, one arouses your anger and practices irreligion. That is irreligion. We discussed this shloka last time. We spoke about animal sacrifices that are recommended, and how for their own benefit, for their own taste, they manipulate others also, the followers also, themselves also, and it is irreligion. There's nothing religious about this. It's all inauspiciousness. That was discussed here. So, we'll go to the last paragraph because we discussed this. So, following a system of religion that does not awaken one's Krishna consciousness or God consciousness is merely a waste of time and labor. If at the end of the day cannot mm, understand what is our constitutional position, and in this interview also, if you see Prabhupada speaking, it's on YouTube, so many videos are there. He's saying, he's giving perfect answers to whoever asks whatever questions. And he says, religion means to love God, to understand God, and follow his instruction. It says it very clearly. And who is God? God is Krishna. It's very simple. And then let's read this. There are some amazing points in these shlokas. My dear Lord, in the next two shlokas, it gets even more interesting. My dear Lord, one's occupational duty is instructed in Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita according to your point of view, which never deviates from the highest goal of life. Those who follow their occupational duties under your supervision, being equal to all living entities, moving and non moving, and not considering high and low, are called Aryans. Krishna also uses this word in Bhagavad Gita. I say, why are you speaking like this, Arjuna? What made you speak like this? So you're speaking like an Anaryan. Aryans do not speak like this. So who is Aryan is mentioned here. They have equal vision towards all living entities. Such Aryans worship you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who worships the Lord sees the Lord in every living entity. He knows that he exists as Paramatma in the heart of that living entity. And we know that Krishna pervades everywhere. His energies are everywhere. He is, one of the purport Prabhupada is mentioning, it is like some people, I mean, they call themselves spiritual leaders, but speak as if this material world is one entity, is one thing, and God is sitting somewhere else. But when we read all this, when we understand from all the acharyas, we understand Krishna is within the material world also. He is in every atom, he is in everybody's heart. We cannot separate him from anything. He is everywhere. So Bhagavad Dharma and Krishna Katha are identical. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted everyone to become a guru and preach the instructions of Krishna everywhere from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, the Puranas, Vedanta Sutra, and similar Vedic literatures. So, who is an Aryan is discussed here. Aryans who are advanced in civilization follow Bhagavad Dharma. What do they do? Prahlad says here. He's just a 5-year-old child. He preached Bhagavad Dharma. He preached it to his classmates. He was trying, to spread Krishna consciousness among them, and some of them were actually very convinced. They also used to dance with him, all his friends in the school. He said that from the very beginning of life, from the age of 5, children should be instructed about Bhagavad Dharma because the human form of life, which is very rarely obtained, is meant for understanding this subject. But what is happening is we learn everything else except this, our relationship with Krishna. What are we? Who are we? Where do we go after we give up this body? What is our purpose in life? This is not being taught to us in any school or college. So Bhagavad Dharma means living according to the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Simple. And all the instructions are already given to us. They're all there in the Vedic scriptures. In Bhagavad Gita, we find that if we really understand Bhagavad Gita thoroughly, we don't need to read anything else. No, that's what it said. Every instruction, everything is so clear in that. That is Bhagavad Gita as it is. In Bhagavad Gita, we find that the Supreme Lord has arranged human society in 4 social divisions: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Again, the Puranas and other Vedic literature set forth 4 ashramas, which are the divisions of spiritual life. Therefore, Bhagavad Dharma means the Varnashrama Dharma. What is Bhagavad Dharma? Varnashrama Dharma. We cannot take out Varnashrama Dharma or follow our own system and say we will become successful. That's not going to happen because if you follow Bhagavad Dharma, then we have to follow Varnashrama Dharma also. That's what is said here. And if we follow that, what happens? Pandita Samadarshina. It says the members of the human society who strictly follow the principles of Bhagavad Dharma and live according to the instructions of Krishna are called Aryans or Arya. A civilization of Aryans who strictly follow the instructions of Lord, never deviate from those instructions, and they are perfect. It is like a child is listening to the teacher so nicely. She says, do the homework, he'll do homework. I'm just giving a rough example. Whatever she's teaching, with lot of respect, he learns and follows all the instructions. Definitely, he'll be successful. It's like that. But we want to revolt. We want to question. We want to, we have this attitude that is full of envy, because of which we suffer. But one who is actually listening to Krishna is actually perfect. Such civilized men, how will they behave? They do not discriminate between trees, animals, human beings, and other living entities. For them, all are living entities, and Krishna is everywhere. Pandita Samadarshina, because they're completely educated in Krishna consciousness, they see all living beings equally. Aryans do not kill even a small plant unnecessarily, not to speak of cutting trees for sense gratification. The present moment throughout the world, killing is prominent. For their own benefit, they'll do anything. They're not killing trees, they're killing animals, they're killing other human beings also. All this for sense gratification. This is not an Aryan civilization. So then, higher grades, lower grade of life, they'll not distinguish. All life should be protected. Prabhupada says, aren't the animals and birds citizens? Right? We call ourselves citizens, but what are they then? They're also children of Krishna. We all have the same Supreme Father. All living beings have a right to live, even the trees and plants. This is the basic principles of an Aryan civilization. Apart from the lower living entities, those who have come to the platform of human civilization should be divided into society of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So how much is explaining Prabhupada, you can see. And how is this division done? It is based only on guna and karma. One should acquire the qualities of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra and act accordingly. This is the civilization accepted by Aryans. They accept it because they are very much eager to satisfy Krishna. Why do they do that? To satisfy Krishna. I'll do what Krishna wants me to do. This is perfect civilization. And they do not deviate from the instructions of Krishna. And they nor do they have any doubts about Krishna. Is Krishna really God? Is Krishna really a mythical? Prabhuji was explaining in Bhagavatam also. It is so sad that it is like people very openly they'll say Krishna is a is considered uh, dash 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 in all this mythical mythology. Bhagavatam and Ramana, they're all mythological stories, and Krishna is one of a part of this, pastime, something like that. It's like they're all stories, and Krishna is one of the characters. They'll speak like that, and that is how it is. So, but Aryans do not have any doubts. But non-Aryans and other demoniac people fail to follow the instructions. This is because they have been trained in sense gratification. You must earn nicely so that you can enjoy. You can buy something better. You can, they talk only about materialistic things and everything. So it is the focus is only on our own enjoyment. There is no God in there. So we have to be very careful. So we have to still work hard. We have to do whatever we are doing, but the consciousness will be such that I'm living and making my life successful. Meanwhile, we have to, Krishna said, oh, everybody has to work to maintain their body. So because Arjuna wanted to run away, he says, everybody has to work hard. There is no escape. So he has to work. Their only business is to indulge in all kinds of forbidden activities for sense gratification. We can see that openly. The Prabhupada says four regulative principles have to be followed. But when we look around, so everybody is breaking it. Nobody is following it. So most of the people are there. Almost all are meat eaters, or they have consume alcohol very casually, and they have other kind of bad habits. It's so rampant. Yet Indriya Pritaya Apnoti. They deviate in this way because they want to gratify their senses. They have no other occupation or ambition. So, what is the meaning of a civilization that kills oneself and others? By doing all this, they are also going to hell and they are killing others also. That way, everybody is, mm, you know, um, either they will get harmed or they will take others also with them, drag others also down. So, this happened, remember, in the when we were reading Krishna book also, Mother Earth was feeling very overburdened by all the asuras and demoniac people. And she was not feeling happy about it, and she actually approached Brahma. So when she cannot tolerate, becomes too much for her, she actually, consults Brahma. She also thinks because she is a mother and she's taking care of all of us, providing us everything. She's performing her duties perfectly. But if the civilization is like this, she also will feel the burden. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me, and offer your homage unto me. So, four things we have to do. They comment that it is not Krishna to whom we must surrender. Thus, they derive imaginary meanings from Bhagavad Gita. Impersonalism. If Krishna is a person, we can talk to a person. Let our prayers are, he can hear, he can respond because he's a person. He can, that's what he said. I eat what you offer, I hear, I speak, he reciprocates. So if there is impersonalism, then there is no interaction, nothing. So four things we must do, and all this is very, very clear. Then we'll go here. It says, for one who worships me, giving up all his activities unto me, being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service, and always meditating upon me, who has fixed his mind upon me, O son of Pritha, for him I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death. If we are doing this, these four things, Krishna himself will take us out of the ocean of birth and death. That is his promise. And he also tells Arjuna, declare boldly that my devotee never perishes. Oh Arjuna, declare it to the world. He says, because Krishna, sometimes, he can break his own promise. But when his devotee declares something, definitely he will fulfill it. So, my Lord, it is not impossible for one to be immediately freed from all material contamination by seeing you. It is not impossible. Just by seeing you, we can come out of this material contamination. On the war field, what happened? All the soldiers, they all were liberated. Everybody got liberation. Whoever saw Krishna got liberated. So at the time of death, they saw Krishna. They actually benefited from that. Now, not to speak of seeing you personally, merely by hearing the holy name of your Lordship only once, even Chandalas, men of the lowest class, are freed from material contamination. If merely by hearing the holy name, the holy name, this Kali Yuga, the holy name is one thing that we have to take benefit from. We have to chant, we have to hear as much as possible. That's one thing we must do. So even once we know the story of Ajamila, how he chanted only once the name of Narayana without offenses and actually benefited. He got second chance. Under these circumstances, who will not be freed from material contamination simply by seeing you? See, just by hearing the holy name, somebody is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Even the lizards in the room, the cockroaches in the room, there are flies, they also benefit. And imagine he's got darshan. He's actually seeing Sankarshana. So he's seeing, imagine the benedictions. So let's read the purport. Hare Krishna. The importance of holy name is given here. Sukanya Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, Mataji. Perfect. Is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 9.5.16, Yan Nama Shruti Matrena Puman Bhavati Nirmalaha. Simply by hearing the holy name of the Lord, one is immediately purified. Therefore, this age of Kali, when all people are very contaminated, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is recommended as the only means of improvement. Harer Nama, Harer Nama Iva Kevalam, Kalo Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva, Gatir Anyata. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Brahna Naradiya Purana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced this chanting of the holy name 500 years ago. And now, through the Krishna consciousness movement, the Hare Krishna movement, we are actually seeing that men who are considered to belong to the lowest class are being delivered from all sinful activities simply by hearing the holy name of the Lord. Samsara, material existence, is a result of sinful actions. Everyone in this material world is condemned. Yet, as there are different grades of prisoners, there are different grades of men. All of them in the statuses of life are suffering to stop suffering. To stop the suffering of material existence, one must take to the Hare Krishna movement of Sankirtana or Krishna conscious life. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was none other than Krishna himself. And what is he saying here? Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam. Kalau Nastieva, 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 Gatir Anyata. 3 times he's saying. You could have said only once, but the stress is there. He's saying there is no other way. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance, how do we come out of this sinful life? Only way is chanting the holy name. It's actually going to wash off all our sins. Only way. The only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. There's no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. That's enough. In Ajamila story also, early morning, 5:45 a.m. also, we are doing Chaitanya, Ajamila's pastime we are discussing. In that, it says, that's one way. Hare Krishna Mahamantra will actually take out the sinful propensity also. See, a person who commits sins, he'll atone. Right? Say he'll do some, maybe it's like going to the jail only. Just think that person is put in prison for 6 months. He can come out and again he'll start his activity again. He'll again go and rob somebody or whatever he did, he will continue his life. He is not reformed. So how does a person reform then? What is atonement then? And another example Prabhu gives is of an elephant. It goes, takes a nice bath, comes out and splashes puts dirt on itself, right? Throws mud on its body. So that's how it is. And then one more example is these Christians, weekends they can go and confess their sins, I made this mistake, this happened and everything. They confess. Again, they go back outside the church and commit the same mistake, And even Arjuna asks, how come? Even if a person doesn't want to commit a sinful activity, he's as if by force, he still goes ahead and does it. How come? Because the propensity to commit that sin is still there. It's like if not, like if you cut a plant, it will grow again, right? Just like that, when you shave, the hair again comes back. It's like that. You have to uproot it. How does one uproot? Not just the sinful reactions, but the sinful propensity itself. Only Harinama can do that. Harinam. More chanting, 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 this will remove it and our consciousness will become so pure, the heart will become so pure. Then the Lord is also working. He's helping us. So it says this, see. So it's very important to chant. That's the only way in Kali Yuga we can actually we come out of all this. So here, where were we? In the Hare Krishna movement, we are actually seeing that men who are considered to belong to the lowest class are being delivered from all sinful activities simply by hearing the holy name. So all of them, in all stages of life, are suffering. They are suffering. They externally, you may look like everybody is great, doing great, everybody is fine, but everybody is going through birth, death, old age, and disease. Our body is, aging day by day, is changing. And when we fall sick, so many problems. They'll face all this Adi Bhautik, Adi Admik, Adi Daivik, all these kind of miseries. So some problem is there to solve for us every day. So we cannot say I'm really, really happy. Maybe somebody like Prabhupada or like very elevated devotees, they can say they're actually in bliss, they're the happiest people in the world. But we see there are problems. To stop the suffering of material existence, one must take to the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it's given, or Krishna conscious life. Herein it is said, Yen Nama Krich Shravanat. The holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so powerful that if once heard without offenses, it can purify the lowest of men. Lowest of men, Jagai and Madai. So if they were such a people used to run away. If they are in the marketplace, people would avoid them. They say, oh my God, let us move from here. It was like that. They didn't like them. Because they're very dangerous also. They're very violent. And we see so many cases like that. Mrigari also, he was cutting animals every day and half killing them, not even fully. He'll cut them half and then the animal will bleed and it's going through so much pain. You can see the pain on the face, the body is going through so much pain. And then Narad Muni came and spoke to him. He, introduced him to Krishna consciousness. He asked him to sit and chant. He said, how will I get my food if I do this? He said, you have faith. You will get your food. And then he just wanted to experiment. He started it because he had faith in the words. And then what happened? There was so much food because the moment he and his wife they all started, everybody used to start. They started bringing food, and it was too much actually. And then next time when Narad Muni met him, we see him. He was walking very funny. He was, with chadar, he was clearing that area. And then Narad Muni asked, "What you're doing?" He said, he didn't want to step on the ants also. He had become totally non-violent. So like that, that is the potency of the name. From our present position, the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be personally seen as the deity in the temple. Now, Chitraketu is actually seeing Ananta, Lord Ananta, Shankarshana is actually seeing him. But what about us? We also want to talk to Krishna. We want to see, but yeah, we are not, obviously, we are not yet qualified to see him face to face. But what can we do? We can personally see him as the deity in the temple. There's no difference between the deity and Krishna. The deity of the Lord is not different from the Supreme Lord. So we have this opportunity. When we go there to see him, he is also taking darshan. He is seeing who all have come to see him. Because we cannot see the Supreme Lord with our present blunt eyes, the Lord has kindly consented, come before us in a form we can see. Therefore, the deity in the temple should not be considered material. By offering food to the deity and by decorating and serving the deity, one gets the same results that one arrives from serving the Lord personally in Vaikuntha. Actually, the deities have responded to the devotees. Um, Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of those pastimes, Madhavendra Puri, Krishna actually spoke to him, and then he found the deity and Gopal deity, and then we have this Sakshi Gopal story. You have heard of all that, right? Sakshi Gopal, and then Madhavendra Puri's pastimes, where and Sanatan Goswami also, Krishna used to speak to him. He said, at least you're serving me this roti, at least put some salt in it. And then my Sanatan Goswami was like, today you're asking for salt, tomorrow you'll ask for butter, and I cannot, I have enough work to do. So, I cannot, whatever I have, I'll offer. You please have that. If I, it was like, and whatever work they're doing for Krishna, and they're talking to Krishna only is like this. That kind of intimate relationship and reciprocation they had. So the deities actually are reciprocating to their devotees. Therefore, my dear Lord, simply seeing you has now wiped away all the contamination of sinful activities and their results of material attachment and lusty desires, which always filled my mind. He had desires. He wanted a son, and then his wives also. They also gave up now. They also are away from all this material attachment. He's saying, which always filled my mind and the core of my heart. Whatever is predicted by the great sage Narad Muni cannot be otherwise. How did he become like this? How did Chitraketu become like this? His son passed away, he was howling, crying. This has all happened because of Narad Muni. He understands that. In other words, I have obtained your audience as a result of being trained by Narad Muni. Narad Muni trained Dhruva Maharaj, Narad Muni trained Prahlad Maharaj, Narad Muni trained Chitraketu. And he also plays a great role in Krishna's pastimes, childhood pastimes. Narad Muni is there. He goes to Kamsa, he says something, and he's, delivering messages. And like this, we see in Dwaraka also he appears. So Narad Muni plays a very important role in all this. Being a great devotee himself, he delivers so many. And he knows how, and then we know about Nalakubera and Manigriv. They were also delivered by Narad Muni. This is the process of the perfect way. One must take lessons from authorities like Narada. If you listen to Narada Muni, Vyasa Muni, Asita, then automatically we'll become perfect. Just follow the coach. They say no, just when somebody is being trained, they have to listen to the coach, otherwise they will not be successful. Just do what the teacher says. That's it, you'll be fine. So, like that, in spiritual life, we have this great devotees who actually are guiding us. Then one will be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead even with one's own eyes. It is possible. If we are pure enough, we can see Krishna. One only needs training. With our blunt eyes and other senses, we cannot perceive the Supreme Personality of Godhead because it's completely transcendental and we are dealing with matter. But if we engage our senses in the service of the Lord, according to the instructions of the authorities, we cannot say, okay, now I know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'll start worshipping. I'll do what I feel like. That's not how it works. We cannot worship Him as we wish. There is some kind of, we have to follow the rules and regulations. And one rough example given is when we want to access the king, we cannot directly access him, right? And if you want to work for the king, we need some qualifications too. No, not all are allowed. So and this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead we are talking about. So if we want his audience, if we want to meet him, we definitely have to be qualified. We have no entry in Goloka otherwise. Prabhupada is actually assuring us if we just follow him, he will take us, he will take us back to the spiritual world, to the kingdom of God. So it is possible. As soon as one sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the sinful reactions in the core of one's heart are certainly vanquished. We see that in the example of Dhruva Maharaj. As soon as he saw Vishnu, immediately was all his material desires just melted away, burnt away. Oh, unlimited personality of Supreme Personality of Godhead, whatever a living entity does in this material world is well known to you because you are the super soul. Krishna knows we don't have to open our mouth and say, He understands everything. Sitting in our heart, He knows each and every desire, each and every activity that we are performing is being watched by Him. And Bhagavatam in sixth canto only, I think we were discussing that it says, not just, we talk about Krishna as the overseer and permitter. He oversees what we are doing. 100 births before, what we did, or 100 million years ago, what we did, everything he knows. Each and every living entity's activities he remembers. Overseer, and he permits also. Okay, this is what you want, fine, go ahead. No force. Okay, you want to do this, but you have to face the consequence. That's up to you. He tells that to Arjuna also. See, now I have given you all this knowledge. I've told everything, I've spoken about all these yoga systems and everything. Now it's up to you. You make the decision, right? He's not forcing, just like that. So he knows everything. In the presence of the sun, there's nothing to be revealed by the light of a glowworm. Similarly, because you know everything in your presence, there's nothing for me to make known. So I don't have to say anything. You already know everything. So nice. We have two more shlokas. Namastubhyam Bhagavate Sakala Jata Sthiti Loya Dayeshaya Duravasitatmagataye Kuyoginam Bhida Paramahamsaya. My dear Lord, you are the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of this cosmic manifestation. But persons who are too materialistic and who always see separatedness do not have eyes with which to see you. What we see is what we believe. I don't know. I don't see anything beyond, so I will not believe. So science is like that, right? So, materialistic people, they see everything like this, always see separatedness. They cannot understand your real position. Therefore, they conclude that the cosmic manifestation is independent of your opulence. Just like, this cosmic manifestation is there. The Lord is sitting somewhere on his throne somewhere. My Lord, you're the supreme pure and you're full in six opulences. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So, he completely understands who is Krishna, who is Sankarshana, is offering his obeisances. Atheistic men think that most of the society is atheistic. Prabhuji today morning made a very nice point. He was telling everybody wants to talk about Sanatan Dharma, but ask them to chant or ask them to follow these regulative principles. They will not have any taste. They will not have any taste for any of this. But they just want to that, out of Josh they will speak. So that's how it is. Almost all are like either atheistic or impersonal or Mayavadis. So many are there like that. Atheistic men think that the cosmic manifestation has come out about by chance, by combination of matter, without reference to God. Materialistic so-called chemists and atheistic philosophers always try to avoid even the name of God in relation to the cosmic manifestation. There's no science book doesn't say God created the universe. It doesn't say that. It talks about other things. Chemistry also doesn't talk about God. He's the greatest chemist. He's the greatest scientist. No, there is no mention. For them, God's creation is impossible to understand because they are too materialistic. They're dealing with matter. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Paramahamsa, or the Supreme Pure, whereas those who are sinful, being very much attached to material sense enjoyment, therefore engaging in material activities like asses are the lowest of men, like donkeys we work, right? And the donkey works all day with grass is right there. Just has to cross the street and eat the grass. But he thinks, the same grass the owner will provide him in the evening after a full day's hard work. And, it's a donkey. And the people sometimes work like that. They work so hard. The essence of life is lost. So all their so-called scientific knowledge is null and void because of their atheistic temperament. Thus, they cannot understand the supreme personality of Godhead. Another point is made is we cannot cure mm, death. Nobody can. Whoever has taken birth has to die, and the real problems we have not actually solved at all. So, my dear Lord, it is after you endeavor that Lord Brahma, Indra, and other directors of the cosmic manifestation become occupied with their activities. So the Lord is the creator, Brahma is a secondary creator. The ingredients are already given to him. Instructions are also given. This is how the universe has to be done. These are the entities. You have to, place them in all these different planetary systems. Everything, all the instructions are sent to him. All the ingredients are given. So Brahma is a secondary creator. The Lord is the one who is doing everything. So they are but imagine if Lord Brahma, who is the topmost person for us in the whole universe, if he cannot take credit for what he's doing, and who are we actually, And each universe is compared to a mustard seed. And in that mustard seed, we are like nothing, actually. So insignificant. But when we do something, we feel so proud. We feel like, wow, we did something great. I have so much talent, so much capacity, but without the Lord's sanction, not a finger will move. Nothing can move. We forget that. It is after you perceive the material energy, my Lord, that the senses begin to perceive the capacity to hear, capacity to speak, capacity to digest food, capacity to move your arms and the body. Everything is given by the Lord. But one who understands this and is very humble and actually surrendered, he giving all the credit to the Lord and, humbly praying all the time, thinking, oh Lord, how beautiful is your creation, how you are so great, and, let me serve you, and how do you want me to serve you? If this is the prayer, then definitely Krishna will start reciprocating and we can progress faster. The Supreme Personality of Godhead holds all the universes on his heads like seeds of mustard. This is about Anantadeva, talking about Anantashesha. He looked very white, he's wearing blue color garments with the whole garland. All this was explained. So now he says, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you, the Supreme Personality who has thousands of hoods. He's talking to Sankarshana. So we were supposed to do till 48. Then now Shukamuni is speaking. Shukavacha. Shukadev Goswami continued, the Lord Anantadeva, being very much pleased with the prayers offered by Chitraketu, the king of Vidyadharas, replied to him as follows, O best of the Kuru dynasty, Maharaj Parikshit. Who is the best of Kuru dynasty? Maharaj Parikshit. Talking to him. So now Sankarshan speaks, Anantadeva. So let's see what he says and then we can conclude the prayers. He's saying, O king, as a result of your having accepted the instructions spoken about me by the great sages Narada and Angira, you have become completely aware of transcendental knowledge. What is complete knowledge? What is transcendental knowledge? Everything is given. Because you are now educated in the spiritual science, you have seen me face to face. Therefore, now you are completely perfect. The perfection of life is to be spiritually educated. If we are not spiritually educated, our education is incomplete. Because we see such great people who have PhDs and all these double degrees and everything. They also are going through anxiety. Some of them are committing suicide, going through so many problems. The family life is broken, and we see all kind of issues in the world. So they are not spiritually educated. That's the major issue. If Krishna is the center, there is harmony, there is everything. Because their only goal will be to serve the Lord. How Krishna wants us to behave, we'll behave accordingly. And to understand the existence of the Lord and how he creates, maintains, and annihilates the cosmic manifestation. When one is in perfect knowledge, what happens? He can develop his love of Godhead through the association of perfect persons like Narada and Angira and the members of their disciplic succession. Then one is able to see the unlimited supreme personality of Godhead face to face. So the instruction is for us. We have to be among devotees. See, association is everything. The moment you associate with, mm, if you meet a person who drinks every day, you will also start drinking very soon. So if you are making friends with all the thieves, very soon this person also will kind of associating with a thief. He will also become like that. He'll also start as they say, birds of the same feather flock together. That's how it is. If you want to be the devotee of Krishna and want to purify your life and be perfect, then we have to associate with devotees. Want to go back home, then we need Narada Muni, great devotees who can guide us. Without a teacher, we are nothing. Okay. Then one more thing is given here. No one can understand the transcendental nature of the name, form, quality, and pastimes of Sri Krishna through his materially contaminated senses. Because Krishna looks like one of us, right? He's come as a human, so people can mistake him. Only when one becomes spiritually saturated by transcendental service to the Lord, the transcendental name, form, quality, and pastimes of the Lord are revealed to him. This is Bhakti Samrata Sindhu. If one takes a spiritual life under the direction of Narad Muni or is a representative and engages himself in the service of the Lord, he qualifies himself to see the Lord face to face. So the formula is here. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship the primeval Lord Govinda, who is always seen by the devotee whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love. With eyes are anointed with love. They're looking at Krishna from that through those chakras. He's seen in his eternal form of Shama Sundara, situated within the heart of the devotee. So our prayers are focused on that Shama Sundara form of Krishna. One must follow the instructions of the spiritual master. Thus one becomes qualified and later sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead as evinced by Maharaj Chitraketu. Amazing prayers. Hare Krishna. So we finished prayers by Maharaj Chitraketu also. I think I will stop the live stream.